Good afternoon. I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
We welcome you to our midday meditation on the book of Isaiah. And today we're in Isaiah chapter 17, verses 10 through 14, Tyler.
Because you have forgotten the God of your salvation and have not been mindful of the rock of your stronghold, therefore you will plant pleasant plants and set up foreign seedlings. In the day you will make your plant to grow, and in the morning you will make your seed to flourish. But the harvest will be a heap of ruins, in the day of grief and desperate sorrow. Woe to the multitude of many people who make a noise like the roar of the seas, and unto the rushing of nations that make a rushing like the rushing of mighty waters. The nations will rush like the rushing of many waters, but God will rebuke them, and they will flee far away, and be chased like the chaff of the mountains before the wind, like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. Then behold, at eventide, trouble, and before the morning he is no more. This is the portion of those who plunder us, and the lot of those who rob us.
All right. So this is originally, he's talking about Damascus. In verse 7, on that day the people regard their Maker, and their eyes will look to the Holy One of Israel. On that day, their strong cities will be like deserted places, verse 9, of the Hittites and the Amorites, which they have deserted because of the children of Israel. And why? Well, because they've forgotten the God of their salvation. There's going to be tremendous upheaval and war. But, in spite of all these things that go on, the Lord will turn the tide back. But there's going to be a price to pay. There's going to be a price to pay. And this is one of those things that the fair weather preachers in America, he said, no. Don't ever confuse Brother Brian teaching you about how to be in the blessing of the Lord with me saying that God is going to just take care of America forever, no matter how bad we are. Yeah, no, two totally different things. Did you know you can be blessed by God and still live in a nation that is being punished by God? It's a funny thing, because he is the God of the earth. Everything in the earth he has control over. So he can punish one group and he can still bless you abundantly over here. Don't ever confuse those. Now, there's still a point where it doesn't matter how blessed you are if you're living in a nation that's being punished. But the fact is, the Lord extracts judgment when your nation pulls stunts like our nation pulls. And I know, this close to September 11th, some people be like, oh, don't say unpatriotic things. Hey, my first loyalty is not to America. You can't say that. Just did. Even the founders of our country, when they designed the First Amendment, the reason that they said that the government doesn't get to interfere is because people are supposed to be free to worship God to the best of their ability without the government interfering with and messing with your day. And so we need to be mindful of that. When you read this passage, understand that judgment comes, and when it comes hard and it comes severe, but stay faithful to the Lord and you'll come through it fine. You might come through with a couple bumps, but you'll come through it fine. Anything you want to add?
No, sir.
All right, with that, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
We bid you good afternoon.
And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And subscribe.
Wherever it is over there.
Wherever it is. They might move it.
You never know,
We never
because
know.
This is YouTube and Facebook. They move things all the time.
In the realm of the algorithms, of the matrices of the matrix,
Right.
of the metrics that they measure for their algorithm, that's a lot of M's. But they're not the tasty kind.
Sadly.
Sadly. Until tonight, good afternoon.